All right, so JFK, I mean, it just keeps coming back, right? And get this, on March 18th, 2025, about 80,000 more documents are going to be made public.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about this? This is no sudden development. This goes all the way back to 92, the JFK Assassination Records Collection Act.
Right.
And what this act did was say, okay, by 2017, we're going to make public all of the records related to the assassination, with exceptions for things like national security. So this is this new release. It's really just a continuation of this ongoing process of opening up the records to the public.
And 80,000 pages, I mean, that's a lot to wade through, isn't it? I mean, even though experts are saying, don't expect any huge bombshells that, rewrite history, that's still a tremendous amount of information.
It's an incredible amount, yeah. And to put it in perspective, by December 2022, we already had access to over 97% of the JFK collection at the National Archives, and that's over 6 million pages.
Wow.
So there's already a huge amount of material out there. But even so, previous presidents, including President Trump in his first term, decided to withhold some of those documents.
Right, but this new executive order that Trump put out in January 2025 says, full and complete release of all these records, and not just for JFK, but also stuff related to RFK and MLK Jr., which is really interesting. I mean, he basically wanted to see all 80,000 of these files released without redactions.
Right.
Though, there could be some minor redactions for, personal information and then things that they're calling live assets in Cuba, which, could be anything. Could be intelligence operations or individuals. And here's another wild thing. About 2,400 FBI records related to the assassination, they were recently discovered. Nobody even knew they existed.
That's right. It's amazing what's still out there. So the question is, what are we going to see in these 80,000 pages? Well, based on, what we've gotten before, we could see more FBI memos, including the famous one supposedly written by J. Edgar Hoover right after Oswald was killed. And then we have all those CIA cables and memos documenting Oswald's travels. Like, remember his visits to the embassy in Mexico City?
All right.
So, yeah, we might see more about that.
And for those interested in, alternative theories, I mean, there's been talk of KGB sources saying that LBJ was involved, which is always controversial, but, who knows what else is out there.
Yeah.
There could be information on strange phone calls that were made to foreign media outlets around the time of the assassination, and even some stuff on the U.S. government's plans to get rid of Fidel Castro. And we can't forget about those new FBI files, right? Who knows what's in those? And, on top of all that, it's possible some of these 80,000 pages are actually stuff that's already been released, but now they're unredacted.
It's really interesting, right? All these different takes on the upcoming release. I mean, you have historians like Kevin Boyle from Northwestern and Frederick Lojval, who wrote that big JFK biography. And they say, yeah, we'll probably find fascinating details, little things that add to the bigger picture.
Right.
But they don't think anything's going to fundamentally change the story, the lone gunman narrative. And then you have someone like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. who says this release is it's a big step for transparency. Yeah. So everyone gets to see it all. And then Larry Sabato, another historian, he thinks that most of what we see is just going to be information that was redacted before, just made fully available now.
So yeah, the experts seem to be saying don't expect any earth-shattering stuff. But still, I mean, 80,000 documents, that's huge. And the National Archives, they're working hard to make this all accessible. In fact, you can even visit their website. www.archives.gov/JFK. They're digitizing all these records for us.
Exactly. And even if we don't see some big revelation, right? It's all the little details, the things we haven't seen before that might give us a more complete understanding.
So as you think about this, I mean, we've already got a ton of information out there, right?
Yeah.
And people can't even agree on what it all means. So what does this new release tell us about history itself? I mean, Can we ever really know the truth? And how much do these unanswered questions shape how we remember the past?
I think that's a great question to consider.
And something for you to ponder as you wait for these records to drop.
Absolutely.
We'll be back to discuss all this and more once they're made public.
I can't wait.
Until then, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.